What is up, juniors? Welcome to the first ever ASHS virtual campus tour. Through this, you'll get to know the place that will be your home for the next 2 years. We, your seniors, will be right by your side in this journey, and we hope you'll feel that this is the place where you belong. So before we start, let's first give credit to the amazing team behind the construction of the virtual campus. We'd like to extend our deepest gratitude towards Myron Whitaker, JC Coloma, and the rest of the team. Now, without further ado, let's start. So first up, we have the Serendra. So this is a nice spot beside the cafeteria, surrounded by trees, where students can rest and hang out during breaks or even after classes. The gates by the Serendra lead to the caf. So eating here is an experience. We recommend you to try it for yourself. Well, after the quarantine. So near the front entrance of the caf, you'll find the co-op, which is a place that sells Ateneo merchandise and school supplies. So it offers printing and photocopying services too, which is why students love it so much. They're here all the time. Now, to the other side of the cafeteria, you can find the Sibol, or more formally known as the Tanghalang Onofre Pagsanghan, named after Sir Pagsi, a beloved teacher and playwright of the Ateneo. So the Sibol serves as a venue to many shows and events by the Dulaang Sibol and other organizations and groups in the Ateneo High School. Moving on, if we go straight ahead and make a right, you're finally at the entrance of the senior high school building. So this place is pretty self-explanatory, so we won't dive into the details. What's interesting about this part of the campus is that we have our RFID scanners here, where we have to tap in upon entry. And right by them are our friendly guards. Another thing you should know at this point, a banner is visible showcasing the phrase, "This is a place where we belong," reminding each and every one of us that we have a place in the Ateneo Senior High School community. Come on, let's check out what's in store for us inside. If you turn left upon entering the ASHS, you'll find the APAA, or the Office of the Assistant Principal for Academic Affairs. This is an administrative office that deals with academic records and operations. So for example, if you need your student documents, you can go here. It's also important to note that this is also where the offices of the subject area coordinators are located. So they're mainly in charge of heading their respective departments and respective subject teachers. Right next to the APAA is the Grade 11 Faculty Workroom, which is basically the office of the Grade 11 teachers and some Grade 12 teachers. So if you need to speak with a certain teacher, you can page them using the microphone right next to the door. You'll find the FMSO, or the Facilities Management and Security Office, over here. It manages the reservation of school facilities and classrooms, and it deals with the maintenance of these. It's also in charge of the lost and found, so if you lose something, this is where you go. Straight ahead, you'll see room 118, which is a large multipurpose room usually used for gatherings, meetings, and other stuff. Further down the hall, we have the ITC, or the Instructional Technology Center. It provides tech service and equipment upon request. So for example, if you're shooting a video, you can go here to use the green screen. If we turn right, you will see the classrooms, where the magic happens. Or should I say, Magis. Yeah, this is where we learn. As you'll see, it allows for natural airflow with its wide windows and many fans. No need for those big and clunky air conditioners. Now, let's move on to the right wing. Right after a few of the classrooms, you'll come across the library. So the library is this quiet, peaceful, and cozy space where students or teachers can go to work or relax. It's loaded with books, computers, and all sorts of other resources to help you with schoolwork. The library also includes a conference room that you can reserve and make use for meetings. So, moving further down the hall, right at the corner, you'll see the Black Box Theater. So this is a large activity room where a variety of events take place, such as student assemblies, exhibits, seminars, talks, performances, and rehearsals, to name a few. Turning right from the black box, we have the infirmary. This is where you can go when you're in need of medical attention of any sort. Over here, we have the Montserrat Chapel, where masses here in the ASHS are held. Here you can really feel the Lord's presence. And next door you can find the chaplain's office, so their role in the ASHS is super important. They help deepen the spiritual and faith formation of the ASHS community. Furthermore, you can also locate the campus ministry office, or CMO, in the building right beside the ASHS. Moving forward, you can see the Grade 12 Faculty Workroom, the Office of Grade 12 Teachers. Straight ahead, we have the APSAF, or the Office of the Assistant Principal for Student Affairs and Formation. It's in charge of implementing school rules, overseeing discipline, and supervising student development. This is where you go to submit excuse letters and disciplinary intervention forms. Okay, wait, so let's backtrack for a second there because there's a new update regarding offices in the Ateneo Senior High School. And basically, the Student Affairs branch and the Formation branch of the office got split into two new separate offices. The office of the APSAF no longer exists, making way for the office of the APNAF and APSAS. APSAS stands for Assistant Principal for Student Activities and Services, while APNAF stands for Assistant Principal for Non-Academic Formation. Fun fact, within the office of the APNAF, you can also find the office of the Principal, Athletics Coordinator, and the 4-strand coordinators. Okay, so before we move on, I'd like to welcome your other tour guide for today.
What is up, fellow Twitch viewers? Welcome back to Minecraft. I am your new host, Pal, because I am going to be a friend by your side as we together today continue our virtual tour of the Ateneo High School campus. So from where you guys left off, you were at the first floor of the senior high school building. So finishing that and moving forward, let us move onwards and upwards to the second floor. Let's go. Now that we're here, let me show you around. So here on the right wing area, you will see a series of classrooms. From last year, these were the ABM and the STEM strand classrooms. So if ever you're ABM or STEM, maybe once we're back to school, you might find yourself in this floor. Now moving further down the hall to the left, we'll come across two science laboratories, the Biology Lab and the Earth and Life Science Lab. These rooms are just labeled in order to recognize the different science subjects and also to avoid confusion whenever people use these rooms. However, these laboratories can also be used for all the other sciences, so don't be confused by that. As we reach the corner of the hall, we now approach the guidance rooms. So these are the rooms where you can find your fellow guidance counselors, and if ever you want to ask for advice, have someone to listen to you, these people are always there and ready to meet and talk with you. Okay, so turning right from the guidance rooms, right beside the women's comfort rooms would be the research lab. As seen from its name, this laboratory is mostly used for research subject purposes. So that's pretty much it. Let us move on. To the right of the research lab would be two computer laboratories. So these are where media classes often take place. Now, if there's something that I would like to tell you about the computer laboratories, is that these rooms are air conditioned. Yes, alright, these rooms are air conditioned. So if ever you have media class, I hope you guys look forward to it because it is going to be very cold. Okay, so that pretty much sums up the second floor. I hope you guys are enjoying this tour so far. And finally, let us finish up and move on to the third floor of the senior high school building. Let's go. Alright, congratulations guys for making it this far to the campus tour. You have made it to the peak, and now let us continue on with the third floor of the building. Okay, so just like the second floor of the building, the third floor also contained a series of classrooms, and a majority of those classrooms belong to the UMS and GA strand. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's continue. Okay, so with the rest of the floor just containing classrooms, alright, on the right side of the building, we have the different science laboratories. For example, we have the physics lab, the biochem lab, the chemistry lab, and the IS lab. So, the use of the laboratories are not limited, okay, to class hours. Alright, what do I mean by this? If ever you have any scientific experiments that you want to do after class hours, then you can go to the lab technicians who are located in these laboratories and ask permission to them, alright? You might have to fill a form, but after filling that out, you will be granted permission to use not only the room, but even the equipment that you need for your experiments. Alright, well at this point, I think we have one last part left to show you of the third floor, and that is the OSA Hub. What is OSA and what does it stand for? Well, the OSA stands for Office of Student Activities. Right? And here in this room, you will be able to locate the different offices of the ASHS. The lists, for example, the ASHS Sanggunian, the ACO, the CSC, the ATHC, and the CSO. Now, if you wish to speak with any of the OSA moderators, this is most likely where you can find them. What else does the OSA, or what else is the OSA used for? Well, the OSA as well serves as a meeting venue for different student committees. So if ever you find yourself joining an organizing committee during the year, well, most likely you will have your meetings conducted here. Well, that sums up the senior high school building. I hope this gives you an idea of where to go and what these different rooms are used for. We still have more to explore of the AHS campus, so without further ado, let us go outside of the senior high school building and let's go to the next location. Okay, so now that we are outside of the senior high school building, now with some more fresh air, with a lot of trees, let us now go to the senior high school field. This field is located at the opposite side of the senior high school entrance. What is this field used for? Well, it can be used by students to play sports such as frisbee or football. And additionally to that, this space can also be utilized for school events such as the annual fair. Now, in case you're wondering, is this the only field that you will see in the Ateneo? No. Alright, and to add to that, there are plenty of fields as well throughout the whole university campus. But to limit ourselves to the Ateneo High School campus, we have one more field which is just located on the right side of the senior high school building. This is the oval or the Ateneo High School football field. A lot bigger than the senior high school field, this place is utilized by the varsity football and frisbee teams of the Ateneo. Another thing that this place is used for is during the annual sports fest and even in instances where we have our evacuation drills. And to finally sum up our campus tour, let us go to our final location, and that is the Ateneo High School covered courts. Aside from the football field, this area is where most PE classes from all high school students are held, not just from the senior high school, but also the junior high school. Additionally, these courts also serve as a venue for school-wide events such as the mass and even the fair. There are also offices and other facilities present in the building, such as the junior high school PE room where most of the coaches are held, the satellite infirmary if ever there are injuries inside the covered courts, and a weights room. And with that, guys, this concludes our campus tour. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this virtual experience. We hope that you enjoyed it and it gave you a good overview of how the Ateneo High School campus looks like. Given the situation right now, let's face it that some of us may feel sad and discouraged for this school year, for reasons that are understandable. One of which is that we will not be able to go in the Ateneo, we won't be able to see our classmates in person, etc. And despite all these circumstances, we just wanted to tell you guys not to lose hope. Have faith in what good is to come in the future. Have faith in our frontliners who tirelessly work hard every day to make the lives of many better. And until the day where we will all be reunited here in the AHS campus, let's all continue to have hope. Let us look forward for that day to come. And before I go, you guys may be wondering, who made this amazing, dope, spot-on Minecraft world of the AHS campus? Well, without further ado, I would like to give a huge shout out and props to Myron Whitaker and his team for making this Minecraft world. Alright, these people are the creators and sole owners of this world, and so this whole thing, this campus tour, wouldn't be possible without them. So thank you again, Myron and your team, for making this happen. And so with that, guys, I think it's safe to say that this campus tour is over, so stay safe, enjoy the remaining days of your break, and peace out, goodbye.